Happiness. We all strive to be as happy as possible. However, how will we, or you, or me, find happiness? Let's hear Christian's thoughts on the subject. We hope you enjoy.
It's a question that I've been asking myself and others for many years. Since I'm a teenager, I started writing my first book at age 17 about happiness, the search for happiness in an individual and societal level. And then I traveled the world to more than 150 countries, including 3,000 cities. Yes, there are 3,000 cities in the world, and I asked this question to many people. So I define happiness. There is many definitions of happiness in psychology, and people have different definitions themselves.
What's your definition of happiness? Let us know in the comments.
Dopaminergic. I did study neuroscience and psychology, so dopamine circuits are giving you more of the satisfaction, and then there is the serotonin that gives you more of the contentment. And then the other part, which is very interesting and that not many people talk about, is that we have a difference between the experiential self, so me and you're experiencing something right now, and then there's the narrative self. So what are we telling ourselves about this moment, or what will we tell ourselves about this moment in the future? And then people can have subjective version of their happiness. Am I happy as a whole? Was I happy yesterday? And it's different than if you're happy at that moment at every second. So very complicated question. That's why I took years to study it. And in my books and in my work now, I'm really trying to reconnect people to the happiness that is available to them. People are looking for happiness in all the wrong places. But happiness is right here at any moment. You can access it. I mentioned in my book the four ACEs. So the four ACEs start with A, four words easy to remember. First is awareness. So to be aware that happiness is there, to be aware that the world is more connected than we think. One thing that I'm doing as well with my endeavor and new business as a co-founder is to help people find more awe. So from awareness, you can go to accepting anything that is, accepting the good, the bad, the ugly, accepting, grief, loss, accepting death, accepting bankruptcy, accepting the sunset, the sunrise, starting to appreciate everything, appreciating existence as a whole, and then finding awe in different moments. So, people always say to me, oh, but you cannot always be happy. I kind of disagree. I think that we can be happier most of the time. I think that we choose. It's a limiting belief. We choose to be unhappy. We choose to complain, to blame, to self shame, and we can access appreciation and awe and acceptance all the time. Our brain is already using almost 25% of our energy and only 2% of its mass, so it has a limited capacity. So our brain is pretty much lazy. It will make shortcuts, and that's why we choose the wrong things for happiness. We choose the right things for survival and procreation. So we want to be able to eat. So that's why we have an ego. We want to survive. Once we realize that we are going to die already, which is something most people don't want to do because it makes them feel uncomfortable. But once you go past that, then you accept, and then you can make better decisions with courage, with compassion, with compassion. And that allows you to find also awe and the beauty, and not be bogged down in different habits and addictions that you're just doing to sometimes just to comfort yourself from fear. It could be fear of success, fear of failure, and it could be fear of death, fear of change. So most of the bad habits that we have, although there is nothing good or bad in theory, most of the unhelpful maladaptive habits are really there because you fear and you don't accept that everything is connected, and you choose to disconnect by having those easy habits and listening to the stories that you tell yourself. So it's a very powerful path to awakening to happiness. First you're aware, then you have to accept. But accept is not simply sitting there and doing nothing. It's accepting the reality now and then doing something about it, having the courage to accept and do something about it.
Thank you, Christian. To all of you watching, are you aware of your quote unquote bad habits that prevent you from feeling happy? Anyway, if this video was helpful for you, don't forget to like and subscribe, and hopefully we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.